Okay. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the season finale of Miami Hurricanes Talk with Danny, presented by Lorraine Sports. Tonight we're live on YouTube and we're holding a space. We're going to delay that a little bit because there's a very important guy still on right now over on X, so we're going to wait for that. So I'm just waiting for that space to end before we start get the audience from X involved. But yeah, I wanted to say this is presented by Lorraine Sports. And by the way, please join canesconnection.com today. You can see here canesconnection.com. Become a member today. You'll be glad you did. And if you like the shirt we bring the smoke that I've worn this year, please go to lorrainesports.myshopify.com and order your shirt today. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the season. Then I'll repeat for those on the space. Thought we had a solid season, 9-0 start, then 1-3 down the stretch, including the bowl loss to Iowa State. Felt the defense got exposed once AC play started. Um, Offense was just absolutely phenomenal all year. Take away the bowl game, but they were just phenomenal all year. Of course, Cam Ward. What can I tell you? Just absolutely a one of one. He is him, no question about that. The thing I look at when I look at the season is like the offense was humming, but then it started to slow. Then once ACC play started, I didn't see the defense step up. See, really after the Florida game, and really to an extent after the USF game, once ACC play started, the defense just absolutely vanished. The defense absolutely vanished. I mean, we kept giving up big plays after big play after big play. And folks, let me tell you something. That's not going to get it done. That wasn't going to get it done. Sure enough, in ACC play, it did not. And yes, we went to 9-0, but then when we went to Georgia Tech, you started to see the defense get exposed in a way. Really started getting exposed, and Cam couldn't rescue them. And then you go up to Syracuse, knowing with everything on the line, a chance to maybe at worst be in the ACC championship game and get into the playoff. But instead, the defense just fell apart after being up 20, after being spotted a 21-point lead. The defense just could not get it done. And then of course, we lost that game, and then downhill from there. Then the bowl game, everything. Emory, I'm not going to blame Emory for that. I'm going to blame the coaching for that. Cam just dominant in the first half, second half. Emory in there, we run the ball. We did a very good job of that, I must add. The offensive line did its job, but man, not a good look to see Emory struggle the way he did against Syracuse, to be sure. But yeah, listen, that hurt us. That hurt us in a way. We have to do a better job. Now the question is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? I would ask myself this question. I saw a post on X from 7 Sports Extra yesterday, and I posted it again today over on X. I have to agree with them. Emory Williams didn't get meaningful snaps this year, and of course, we all know the reason why. Okay, this was Cam Ward's team from day one, and we knew that. But yeah, we'll get to that. I'll get to that, Zach, in a minute about Guidry. But yeah, I'm gonna hold judgment. People want a quarterback in the portal. I agree. We need one. We need a veteran to push Emory. I believe in that. But in the spring, I think after spring, when Emory gets meaningful rest with the ones, only then after spring can I get a better idea on how Emory's going to look going forward. But listen, 2.5 games for me is not enough sample size for him. It's just not enough of a sample size to go on. Now let's deal with the defense. Zach Lesner's question. What's the holdup on Guidry? Mario likes to take his time before he makes any move. Okay. But I put a hashtag out yesterday, and I think it has almost 10,000 views on it. Excuse me, over on X. And I'll say this: you have to believe the sooner Guidry's gone, the better it'll be. Because the longer you keep Guidry, you're going to start losing recruits. You're going to start losing guys from the portal. Yeah, we got some guys. We got 2 safeties in there, which I like. We got some players from the portal, but you can't. But we can't trot out that defense against Notre Dame, because I'll tell you, they'll eat our lunch in Hard Rock on Labor Day night, most likely a Monday night game, as it stands now. But listen, we got to do a better job. We know we have to do better. I think maybe Zach brings up a good point. Maybe they're discussing the terms of the buyouts, or he's trying to let Guidry find another job next couple of days. But you have to get rid of Guidry. I would say the name we've got to watch there could be Will Muschamp. I saw a name, Greg Schiano from Rutgers. Listen, Greg Schiano's not going anywhere. He's not leaving New Jersey a second time. In fact, his deal goes through 2029, and he's being paid, and his salary is only going to increase as time goes on. I don't see Schiano leaving Jersey again. If he does, it's going to be because Greg Schiano is going to retire. I don't see him leaving Jersey a second time for Coral Gables. I just don't see that happening. Another name I look at, I know somebody talked about, is Mark Stoops, from the head coach of Kentucky. I don't know much about the Indiana DC or T. Will at Arkansas. I don't have enough to go on. If you can give me some more information on him, I would greatly appreciate that. If anyone has something on that, I would love to know regarding that. But listen, I just say this right now. We got to do a better job. We got to do better. No question. We must do better. And another one is this. And I think Stu brought this up on X just now, and he brings up a very good point. If they don't fire Guidry, you're not going to see season tickets renewed. And myself, I'm waiting. To renew, I got till January 31st. That's the season ticket deadline for season ticket holders. And Mario will be on the clock if he does not can Guidry. And I got to think, like Zach said, let's see what the terms of the buyout is before you make that move. But yeah, come to let me give the final grades for the season. Offense, I'm going to give mainly, believe it or not, I'm going to give a B. I mean, there was some moments there, but I could go higher, but I think a B is appropriate here because we did have our moments, but it could have been better. Defense, I'm going to give a D-. I could easily give an F on that, especially when ACC play started. Early in the year, I could say about maybe a B-, but then when ACC play started, they started to go downhill, and that grade went way down for me. So it's going to be, I'm going to give in the end about a D- for the defense. I could give an F, but I probably won't do that. Special teams, I'm going to give a B. Andy Borregales, great season, but we did have some lapses on special teams this year, especially on the defense there. You got it. We gave up 1 or 2 touchdowns there, so that's where we are right now. With that, that's my final grade for the season. Now I want to give out the final game balls for the 2024 regular season. My first game ball is easily going to go to Cam Ward. I mean, it's self-explanatory with that. Second game ball, I'm going to give it for the seasons to Damian Martinez. What can you say? Again, bruising runner, great season. By the way, he declared for the draft today. Third game ball I'm going to give is to Mark Fletcher, given what he's been through this year. Mark Fletcher, losing his dad this season, great. He's gonna get my game ball, and my last game and my fourth and final game ball of the season is gonna go to Xavier Restrepo. I mean, yes, he did fumble against Syracuse, but that doesn't take away the kind of season he had and the kind of career he had at the University of Miami. That's the top receiver of all time at the University of Miami. And that's saying a lot considering all the greats we've had and those that are in Canton. So those are my results for the season. Of course, I'll replay that for those over on X whenever that season started. I don't know if that season is over, if the space over on X that before being started, I don't want to impede on that. So I want to wait and see. Somebody said, I think over on X, regarding Michael Irvin being passionate, talking about player development. Yeah, player development really has to be paramount here, without question. It has to be paramount. And that's a must, period. But going forward, that's got to be better. That's got to be better there. Don't know. I'm not getting the X audience yet. I haven't started the space on X yet. I might wait a few more minutes before I really decide to start that. But if you want to chat on here, you want to give your thoughts on the 2024 season. What was the good? What was the bad? What was the ugly? Feel free to chime in. Feel free in the chat to chime in. I mean, I want to hear your thoughts on that. I really do. Let's hear it. I want to see going forward what this team's going to have. Now, I'm looking forward to spring. I want to bring a guy from the portal. I like the kid Gronowski from South Dakota State, but I think he's going Washington State. And I don't like the options for veterans in the portal at quarterback right now. I really don't like the options right now. They're too mistake prone. They make too many mistakes. Yeah, that's good, but they've made too many mistakes. The question is there's going to be some questions I got to find out in the spring. Is Luke Nickel ahead of schedule? What can Emory do with a full camp working with the ones? That's what I want to find out. And I want to see what Judd has. I don't want to just find what do we have with Judd? What can Emory do? Emory Williams for me has to take off the training wheels, and the coaches really have to say, you know what? Take the training wheels off. You've got a full camp to work with. You have the playbook. Open the playbook more. Get some more meaningful reps. Let's see what you got. Let's see. I mean, 2.5 games. I mean, look, Channel 7 Sports Extra had it right the other night when they said it's not fair to really judge Emory off the second half of the bowl game. But yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. 10-3, yeah, collapsed again, and then that was the thing right there. Let me see if I can highlight that comment, if I may. I want to highlight it. I think this is important. I want to. Let me see. Can I pin that comment? Let me see. Hold on. Can I pin that comment? Let me see. Come on. No. I want to pin the message. Pin that message. Good. Yeah. Kane's going 10-3. I like that. But yeah, I agree, Chris. Lance Guidry definitely has to go without question. Let me see here. Hold on a minute. Yeah, he does have to go without question. No doubt about that. Definitely has to go. And I hope the sooner he goes, the better. But yeah, I'm still waiting to see what happens. But the spring, okay, Damien Martinez, he's going to the NFL draft. I mean, Mike just posted that over on X a second ago. It's already posted there earlier. Um, just gonna find out if we're ready. Don't know about Xavier Lucas. I mean, the thing with that is, Zach, is I don't know what Wisconsin's deal is with Lucas. I just don't know what that is. But yeah, it's bad. I mean, that's going to get ugly in Madison between Wisconsin and Xavier Lucas. I know he wants to come here, but I don't know what the holdup is, to be quite honest. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see what they tell me. I'm just going to see if they want me to, if I could bring. Yeah. All right. I always trust Dan. I always trust one of my guys over in the chat to really give me. Yeah, I'll wait about 15 more minutes. Then I'll bring the X audience on the simulcast, and we can get a conversation going. I've not brought in the X audience yet, but hey, I mean, my God, Chris, you're absolutely right. We had the best offenses in football, but then, my God, that defense, once ACC play started, the worst defenses I've ever seen. I mean, my goodness. But yeah, listen, I'll wait a few more minutes. We'll wait about 50. I'll wait another 15 more minutes. Then I'll bring in the X audience as well. And then we'll go till about roughly 10. Yeah, Zach brings up a good comment. Here's why I have hope for 2025. Our offensive line and running game will keep us in every game. A great O line and running game will keep a team in every game. You know what? It gave me hope, Zach, in the bowl game. Yeah, Emory came in the game, but you know what? The running game was really humming. It was humming. I like that. I like the strong offensive line play. I like that too. I mean, but here's the thing. Let's say Emory wins the job in camp for purposes of discussion. Let's say he does. You know Notre Dame is going to bring 7 to 8 in the box to try to make Emory beat you and not let us run the football. You know that's going to happen. If for some reason Emory wins the job, again, I'm good. I'm getting ahead of myself there on that. But listen, I definitely think you'll see a lot of 22 personnel for sure. But again, I want to see in spring camp, how the quarterback situation looks. Again, I want to see what Emory has when he works with the ones and getting meaningful reps. I want him to get meaningful reps. Then I can get a better idea what he's going to be like. 2.5 games, doesn't tell me a lot. And coming in mop-up role, really in a mop-up in the second half against Ball State and then against Iowa State in the second half of the bowl game doesn't say a lot. I mean, he didn't get meaningful reps. I guess, of course, we all know why. But I got to see that. I've got to see what it looks like going forward. I got to see what that's look like going forward. That's the thing. But yeah, I want to get your thoughts, guys. I really want to get your thoughts. I really want to get an idea where we go from here. But yeah, Chris, Chris is right. We got to load up into going into next season. Oh, we got it. We got to load up into next season, especially defense. We got Notre Dame to open up next season, and I tell you what, Chris, you're absolutely right. This year in the portal, the focus has been defense, and it needs to be. But I don't care who the starter is. No, I don't like Sluka. I don't like Malachi Nelson. Yeah, I'm not too keen on him. Devin Brown, I don't know. Yours, I think, is going North Carolina. I'm not sold on Milroe. But again, I want to see. Now, when your season ends in the CFP, for those still in the CFP playoff, I believe you have 5 days once you enter the portal. So it'll give you a 5-day window. I'm betting that's what Mario's waiting on before he makes a move on quarterback. I'm thinking he's looking at the team still in the playoff right now. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But he is correct. So I want to see what's there. Carson Beck's going to the NFL draft. So we're not going to get Carson Beck. Beck's going to the NFL. Yours might go to the NFL. I'm not sure on that yet. But I want to see who hits the portal in the spring, who really hits the portal, and then find out now whose decision is it going to be. I don't know. To me, that bothers me regarding the whole Cam thing, the whole second half fiasco. Like you said, that's also private conversations. They need to stay private. Okay, fine. I understand that. But I have to think it had to be maybe one of Cam's people that had this discussion with Mario and say, okay, I'm going to play a half, then I'm going to sit the second half. Finish up with a curtain call, then let's see what Emery's got in the second half. Okay. Does that mean the question I would ask in that scenario, did Emery get meaningful snaps during bowl prep? Did he get meaningful snaps with the ones in the bowl prep? That's something I don't know. That's an interesting question. Did we give Emory Williams snaps with the ones? Did we do that? Because I know Cam got a majority of those this season. And again, I want to see what Emory Williams has in spring ball. Because it'll give me a clue what we have. It'll give me a clue and a better idea. After spring ball, let's find out where Emory is. People want to say, hey, get him out of here. He's a bum. Folks, 2.5 games. To me, that's not enough sample size to go with. I mean, do the coaches really don't trust him? Do the coaches really not like him? I'd have to say for sure. Zach, I agree with you. I mean, if they knew Emory was going to be yeah, absolutely. They knew Emory was going to play the second half. Should have gone significant first team reps, or that's malpractice. We don't know if he did or not. But you have to think he might have. He probably did. I wonder if the coaching staff really doesn't trust Emory. Does this staff not trust Emory? 2.5 games? Okay. Take the training wheels off in the spring. See what you got. Take it off. Let him get significant reps with the ones, with the first team, and let's see what he's got. In fact, I would do that with everybody. With Luke, with Judd, with Emery, or whoever we get from the portal. Whoever we get from the portal. Let them compete for the job and may the best man win. If I want to see what the competition is going to look like. Okay? I want to see what the competition is. See, I have to think they did, Zach, because the first team's reps were going to be Cam's. We all knew that going in. And I'm just going to wait as long as I can. I'm going to wait another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to bring the X audience in. Yeah, I'm probably gonna. I've made a decision. I'm gonna start the X space in about 5 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna bring in the X audience in 5 minutes, and we're gonna get started. I like JoJo as well, Chris. Looks good. Wide receiver Martinez declared for the draft. I saw that today. Yeah, I want to now. Boise State season ends tomorrow night in the desert. You could see that scenario play out where Nelson goes to the portal. Could that be what Mario's waiting for? Could it be? Because remember the teams that are still in the playoff, I don't think you're going to see anybody go in the portal till after the season ends. Now, I don't know if Nico went into the portal for Tennessee, but, I definitely don't want him. My goodness, Nico's horrible. Now, the San Diego State quarterback, I don't know much about him. I'd have to watch some film on him. But the guy I really want, if I were to get somebody from the portal, let me ask you this: how would Nico do in Dawson's system? Now, the question you would ask is, if you bring a portal guy in, do you tell Emery come April you're going into the portal to go in the portal in April? That's the question you got to ask yourself. That's the question you're going to ask yourself. So I'm going to wait a few. We're going to have X join us in about 3 minutes. So we're going to bring X in. We're going to bring the X space going. We're going to get the X listeners in there now. So we'll get those over on X to join us. I don't know. I'm thinking, could it be more of a G5? I'm thinking he might go more G5. He might go a G5. I don't know. Maybe Temple could get him there. Casey Keeler's the new head coach there. Maybe he can work with him the way he did Joe Flacco back in the day. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes, So yeah, I think you're probably right. Again, in the spring, after spring ball ends, I can get a better idea on Emery. Does he belong here? Will we tell Emery at that point, look, we're going to I like where you are, but we're gonna go in a different. We're about where we want to. Where we're gonna go in a different. We got to go in a different direction. See, I want to give Emery a proper evaluation, and in spring will be the opportunity to do that. I think after spring ball, I can better evaluate Emery at that point. All right, I am going to get the X space started right now. X in right now. Let me see. I'm going to bring the X audience in a second. Let me see. I'm going to bring the X audience in a second. X audience is going to join us right now. Well, good evening, everybody. For those on X, welcome. I've been doing this space doing a YouTube simulcast for about 30 minutes now. We've been asking some good questions, and I want to get your grades on the season. I'm going to open it up for those over on X, and I'm going to get your thoughts on this. Yeah, Danny just mentioned that. So we're joining. We're going to get you to join now. If you're listening on X right now, welcome. We were talking for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna start opening it up. Okay. Give me your grade on the season. What were your ups and downs? And where do we go from here? I'm interested to hear what you have to say. So it's open mic. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I had my mic off. I'm sorry about that. So I want to get your takes. Good evening. Those on X, welcome. Thank you for coming on. I want to get your take. Give me your take on the season, the ups and downs, the good, bad, and the ugly, and where do we go from here? Mic is now open. Send a request on X, and I'll get you in, and we'll get this started. I gave my grades over on X on YouTube earlier for those that weren't on. I gave a B for the offense, a D- for the defense, and about a B on special teams. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna get Kevin to start. Hey, Kevin, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for coming on. Hello, Kevin. Kevin Pearson.
Hey, yeah, apologize. I think the speaker's off, but hey, it's really great to be here.
Thank you. Congratulations, by the way.
Well, yeah, so I was torn. That's something I did want to bring up. It's like this bowl game, so I'm an Iowa State alumni, but I'm also a Palm Beacher here down here, so I cheered for the Canes, and I felt like it was like an NFL exhibition preseason game. You didn't know what teams are going to be out there, first team, second teamers, and I'm quite frankly, it's just the bowl season outside of the college football playoff. It's like, what should we expect? The spreads go from the Canes were favored by 8 points, then the 4, and then Cam was out. So I couldn't complain. My two teams were playing. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Guys didn't get hurt, but Guidry has to go.
No doubt about it.
I mean, the defense for the Canes is feeble. Just feeble. And quite frankly, for my other team, the Cyclones, it's feeble as well. Like, there's no tackling. Like, and I get there could be some freshmen in there, but it's like, what have we gotten to in the bowl season? But Guidry has to go. Thanks again, Danny, for all your hard work this season, and go Cyclones, go Canes as well.
Thank you. We'll get Zach up next. Zach, you're up next. Good evening. Thank you for coming on. Hello, Zach.
Hey, Danny, how are you?
Good, man. Good.
Good. Well, if I told you before the season we'd win 10 games, blow out FSU, blew out Florida, would you take that?
Yes.
Well, the problem is, expectations. So, the way we pretty much wasted Cam this year, unfortunately. So where do you go? You got to get rid of Guidry, obviously. In quarterback, you've got to get a portal guy. There's not really anybody in the portal worth anything right now, but hopefully Quinn Ewers goes in there. I don't really know anybody else. Do you?
Really not much. The kids, maybe that's the South Dakota State kid, Gronkowski. But aside from that, really not much.
I think he's going to probably follow his coach.
I think so too.
And then, Carson Beck, he's going to the draft, so he's out.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree. Thanks for the time. Let me get. Okay, no. Hold on. Let me get Charles up next. Charles, you're up next. Good evening.
Good evening. What's going on, Danny?
Not much. Good, man.
A few things I want to touch on post-bowl game. Cam should have just sat out the game, to be honest. I mean, there's room to play, and if you're going to suit up, you got to play the whole game. To touch on what you said about Guidry, he needs to go, obviously. And question for you is, if Mario doesn't make the playoffs next year, is it officially hot seat time?
Hard to say. I'll know more after the spring.
It's not going to be a playoff team next year, though, Danny.
I don't think so. I gotta see. I gotta see what it looks like after spring, and I'll get Kevin up next. Kevin Pearson, you're up. Kevin Towles, you're up next. Good evening.
Hey, Danny, thanks for having me on.
Thank
I was
you.
on your Canes Hoops one the other day, so I appreciate the time, and as always, big fan of yours. I wanted to go back to the quarterback conversation, if we can. I definitely don't want to be negative because I agree on all your grades and everything. I just the portal's obviously not great, like Zach mentioned and you mentioned. Emery is just not the guy. I mean,
I'm going to wait on that till after the spring, then I can get a better gauge on it.
So you're not freaking out about Emery, I
guess. Not yet. If he sucks in the spring, then I say cut bait. Then you cut the bait.
Okay. Now that I appreciate you saying that, because like on the surface, and again, tell me if I'm being too negative here, but
sure.
On the surface, it seems like if Emery is not the guy and we can't get a quarterback in the portal, like this may be like a 6-win team next year. I hate to say that.
I think you might be right, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate it, Danny. Thank you.
Canes 305, you're up next. Go ahead. You're up next. Good evening. Canes 305, going once. Canes 305, going twice. Let's get Cristobal Stan up next. Cristobal Stan, you're up next. Go ahead. You're up, man.
Hello?
Go ahead, you're up.
Hey, Danny, how you doing, bro?
Good, bro. Good, brother.
Okay, so I got like some things to say. First, I think
Please.
You always I think he's a guy. He's a guy for this.
Who's this?
Cristobal Stan.
Okay, good. Go ahead. What's on your mind?
I think he's the guy. You see how much the run game opened up?
Oh yeah. When Emery was in, you know what? I like the running game. I like the offensive line play. The problem was, I don't think the coaches trusted Emery in the second half. I don't know if he got enough snaps. I don't know if he got enough first team reps. But come on,
the run game was unbelievable.
Yeah. You don't get away from it. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yep. And second thing, do we think Kevin Beard and Dawson can leave to the NFL?
Ooh, I don't know about that one. Like I said, I
think Dawson's a lock though to leave.
Do you think so? Honestly?
Yeah, Danny.
Good. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. All right, Danny Price, you're up next.
Also, I don't like how Ward sat out of the game second half.
No, I didn't like that either. I'll let Danny expand on it. Danny,
he's a quitter, honestly.
I don't think so. Danny Price, what's on your mind, buddy? Then I'll get 305 in.
Hey, what's up?
What's
First,
going on?
let me wish everybody a happy New Year.
Thanks to you and your family.
Thank you. So yes, post-bowl mortem. Yeah, I mean, look, we know what two things we need to do. I think
No doubt about it.
Defensive coordinator has to go.
Without question.
The whole defensive staff pretty much needs to go. We need a whole new defense, especially a whole new secondary.
I don't agree on that.
About the whole staff or about the secondary?
Secondary.
Well, there's some guys in the secondary. Look, there's some guys in the secondary I'll keep. Obviously, LJ Federic, Amari Brown. Two guys I'll keep.
We should have targeted Earl Little last year when we could have.
I mean, yeah, that was then and there, but I mean, we definitely need some upgrades in the secondary. No question about that. I mean, that's without a doubt. I mean, our secondary got killed this year. We didn't have answers at all this past year, regardless of who we were playing. Maybe a lot of that, not necessarily on who we have playing out there, but the coaching and how we're being coached up. As far as quarterback, look, I just personally don't think.
Sorry about that.
I want him to be, but just seeing what I saw in that bowl game. I know it's 2 quarters. I know it was against Iowa State, but I'm just not seeing it. If there's a guy you can get in the portal, you do it. I don't know what's going to be available in the portal, possibly after the playoffs, but it's definitely something you got to look into for sure.
I have to agree with that. Kane's 305, he wanted to speak earlier. Let Kane's 305 speak. You're up next.
Hello, Danny. How's it going?
Good man.
Happy holidays.
Same to you and your family.
I just have one request.
Sure.
Can you get Kevin Parker the fuck off this place?
No, next kiss the ball. Go back. I'm going to get Thomas Dickey up next. Thomas, you're on the air. Go ahead and speak, man. Thomas, go ahead. Then I'll get Crystal Ball. Thomas, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Danny?
Good, man.
Good. A lot to talk about tonight, obviously. I think the season was a failure.
I gotta think Al Emery Williams deserves the opportunity with a full camp and with the ones to get
to just basically
a fair shot to get the job.
Overall.
And if he sucks in the spring, then you cut bait with him.
I'd say it's safe to say Thomas hasn't taken another loss to Iowa State well.
No, but let me get Crystal Ball stand back in.
That would certainly be an understatement. Okay?
Yeah.
Riley Williams is not the guy. Okay.
I still say Emery Williams. The jury's still out on him. I really believe that. I do.
The jury's still out, Danny, but I do believe in him.
Guys, I'm going to make this statement real quick. If Emery Williams is our quarterback next year, I'm no longer a Miami Hurricane.
I'll say this: if Emery Williams is quarterback next year, it's a 3-win, 4-win ball club.
No,
I don't agree.
I don't agree.
I think if anything, we're at 5-6 wins. Listen, I think we're like a 2-loss team with them. Where you guys are overreacting, man.
Like I said, in fact, I put a tweet up. Channel 7 put up a tweet yesterday. Channel 7 put up a tweet yesterday. I want to find it.
Listen, I think Imori's good. He has the answer. You guys are overreacting, all right?
I think Channel 7 brought up that same tweet yesterday.
Yep.
Channel 7. Did you see the sports final tweet on Channel 7 with Channel 7? I'm gonna put it up here.
On Channel 7.
Channel 7 in Miami, to SVN. In fact, I put it up. I just put it on the bulletin board. If you all could see it.
Danny, it hasn't loaded yet.
Listen, I also saw this one thing after the bowl game. I'm not sure if it's an FSU fan trolling. Do we think JoJo could leave the FSU?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
I haven't heard any.
All right, so let me get guys. Let me get Bryce in here. Bryce, go ahead, man.
Let's get Bryce in.
Hey, Bryce, what's up?
Hey, Bryce.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good.
Hope everyone has a Merry Christmas.
Appreciate you too.
Merry Christmas, Bryce.
Thank you. All right, so I'll start off with my take on the 2024 season overall, and then since you guys are talking about what things that are going to need to be addressed, heading into next year. So my take on the 2024 season overall, I mean, you could take the good with the bad, you could put the bad with the good, but at the same time, if there was a year to go to the ACC championship, make an ACC championship appearance, win an ACC championship, and go to the college football playoffs, this probably would have been the year to do it.
Yep.
It was a failed season. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, there's no other way to literally put it. It was a waste. It was a waste of a season. I mean,
it was just like last year, Bryce. Take the knee. Take the fucking knee.
yeah. Well,
No, you're bringing back bad memories, Thomas.
yeah.
I don't trust Mario. I don't trust this guy at all. I'm disgusted.
All right.
Dude, we beat FSU by like 20.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's going to come in here right now and be better than Mario? I can name you 5 coaches right now if you want me to. I mean, I would love to hear it because I don't. Listen, you're not wrong at his X's and O's. They're questionable, but at what point, like, he's clearly shown that he can recruit the portal in the NIL era. In the NIL era, Cristobal has shown that he can handle the NIL era. We heard Coach Jones talk
Really?
about
Because he couldn't win the ACC.
Listen, you're not wrong in saying that Cristobal has the right. You have the right to be frustrated with Cristobal. No question about it. I struggle with. Would we be doing ourselves a favor in getting rid of him? No, like that wouldn't benefit.
I don't think the problem. I don't think the problem is necessary. And here's where the problem lies. It's not with the recruiting. It's not with the NIL. It's not.
It's with your bear tap.
I don't know who that was, but whatever.
What was that?
It's the in-game management.
And I agree with that. That needs to get better. No question.
All right, guys.
The ACC plays defense, and you don't play defense. The bottom line is you will never be a real program until you can play defense. Take a look at the teams that are left right now, the teams who will advance.
Notre Dame, Penn State.
Notre Dame plays defense. Penn State plays defense. Ohio State plays defense. Georgia plays defense. Texas plays defense. Guys, Miami definitely had a dynamic offensive structure this
If we just had an average defense, we definitely would have been.
That's absolutely correct.
No doubt about it.
Miami had a dynamic structure this year offensively, and the bottom line is you just don't play defense. And I don't know how anybody can even argue that.
You can't.
As long as the ACC teams are not going to play defense, they're going to be a joke because you play the game on one side of the ball. And now all you Homer Miami fans are going to say, oh, it's not true. It is
true.
By the way, I can promise you that there's going to be one ACC team ticket next year. After this bowl season and what the ACC's done this year, being 1-9 so far in both.
Right, because you don't.
Who is the one team to win?
Okay, could you name
Syracuse.
Just name the team in the ACC that plays defense. Just name one.
Syracuse.
Maybe.
Clemson would be the only one I could think of.
They don't really play defense.
They would be the only.
Yeah. The problem with Mario is he obviously doesn't care about defense. So I don't know how you'll ever go anywhere with a coach that obviously doesn't give a fuck about defense.
Well, if he keeps Guidry, then yeah, we'll know he doesn't.
Yeah, we'll know a lot more once we find out Guidry's future. We'll know a lot.
There's no way Guidry stays. There's no way.
I mean, I don't see how you could ever go anywhere without playing defense. I just don't see it.
Don't see it. Hold on, let me get Bryce in, and I'll get Kevin. Bryce, they have to answer. Bryce, go ahead, then Kevin.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how we were really talking about defense here because I think Uncle Luke just put out a tweet.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah. Let Bryce say it. Go ahead, Bryce. Continue.
Yeah. Anybody that follows Uncle Lou, you guys will find it. Talk about who we want as DC, and I think he put like Will Muschamp and Clint something. Forgot his last name, but yeah. But honestly, like I was saying,
That's a great point. That's a great point. But the thing is,
what kind of
quarterback next year? Who, me? I'm on 20 milligrams.
Yeah, let me get Kevin in. Let's get Kevin Pearson in. Kevin, go ahead, man. Come back in.
Hey guys, so
Hold on, let Kevin speak.
One point I do want to bring up
the 10 year.
Hey, let him speak.
Is that the ACC and the Big 12, right? If we have 2 or 3 10-2 teams, we're doomed because the college football playoff is just a giant dick-sucking Bob Iger, Disney, ESPN, Big Ten, SEC tournament. And it's
one big like anal passion festival. It's
all right, guys. Cut it down a little bit. Let's just be. Let's cut it down a bit. Yeah, let me get. All right, let's get Crystal Ball Stan in here. Go ahead, man.
So Crystal Ball Stan.
Let him speak. Let him speak. Let him speak. Go ahead.
So first of all, I think that the ACC, we didn't deserve any teams in this year. I mean, it's pathetic. We saw what SMU did. Clemson, they fought around a little bit, but I feel like it could have been a way more like of a blowout. And second of all, I think if we would have made the playoffs, we would have only beat 2 teams in the playoffs if we made it this year.
Who are those?
I think we would have beat Indiana and maybe Arizona State.
You never would have beat Indiana. No.
All right, let me. Okay, let me ask this for the room. Defensive coordinator, assuming we get rid of get rid of Guidry. What about Robert Saleh?
Anthony Weaver.
What about Robert Saleh?
You think Anthony Weaver would take that? Where is Weaver now? He's from where I live right now. Anthony's from Saratoga.
He's in the Miami Dolphins, DC.
Yeah,
he's not leaving.
Down from the pros to go to the Miami Hurricanes.
Danny, I got a name for you for defensive coordinator. Sometimes you got to move back to go forward. What's Dave Wannstedt up to these days?
Yeah. What about the Voselmater? I mean, the Voselmater would make a great
John Hammond. Is that you're talking about? I like John Hammond out of Kentucky.
I like Danny's idea about Robert Saleh. I think he's going to go to Miami.
Yeah, let me get okay.
He's another NFL job as a
coordinator. He's the most sought after defensive coordinator in literally the world right now.
Yeah, I just don't see Robert Saleh going into college though. I really don't see.
He's taking another job in the NFL.
Oh yeah, no question.
Making like $3 million a month until the end of next year, and there's only one job he's going to take. It's going to be the Giants. The Giants will offer him DC. He doesn't have to move from his residence. His kids can do another couple of years of school, maybe graduate. So
yeah, I can see that.
I can see a scenario like that too.
Go to the Giants. I think the University of Miami. If you're looking at coaches, Miami's an attractive job. It's always going to be an attractive job, right? But because of the history and
the colors,
weather's okay. But the bottom line is, until you hire a coach that's going to teach those kids to play defense, you don't have a fucking prayer. You just give up. And I'm a Notre Dame fan, right? And I used to say that about my own team. Notre Dame couldn't hang defensively with other teams. I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to fucking beat Georgia. I've watched this team all.
No, they're not.
Oh, okay.
I think Notre Dame's going to win.
Notre Dame's going to win that game.
Notre Dame can easily beat Georgia.
And Penn State will sodomize Boise State.
You got to stop Genty though. You got to stop Genty.
And the best team in the country, we all know. Okay, to test your IQ. Okay, there's only one answer to this about who the best team in the country is.
It's Oregon. It's Oregon. Oregon. They're undefeated. Oregon. They're undefeated.
Ohio State.
It's Ohio State.
It's Oregon.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out in 2 days.
Ohio State's the best team. When Ohio State plays their A game, there isn't anyone in their universe.
I say one that is, and that's Oregon.
Nope.
No.
Oregon beat them this year.
They have
Doesn't
nothing.
matter.
Oregon beat them.
Oregon has a front four. They have no linebackers and no secondary.
But they have Dylan Gabriel, though.
Fucking zilch.
But they got
Listen to me. What Ohio State's going to do is they're going to throw on Oregon, and they will fucking throttle them. Because that is exactly what they're going to do. Oregon has no secondary. They have no linebackers. Ohio State will throw on them all game fucking long. And that's the way it is.
I don't see it that way. I think Oregon wins comfortably against Ohio State.
And Danny, you
Oregon's filled with liberal fucking sodomites, by the way.
All right,
Danny, this Jeremiah Smith, is he going to come to Miami next year?
No.
Unfortunately not.
No.
One bites the dust.
Okay, let me get Bryson. Bryce, go ahead. What's on your mind, man? Then I'll get Cristobal Stan. Bryce, then Cristobal.
Yeah.
Ain't no passion.
2-point conversion, Detroit Lions.
Okay, Bryce, go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
You good. All right, so
Basel Nation. Baselnator here.
Baselnator here.
Guys, I'm gonna mute everybody if you're not gonna have decorum here.
Let's have the
Sorry, Danny.
Guys, respect Danny.
All right, guys, I'm not kidding. I'm gonna unmute everybody. I'm gonna say, listen, I'm gonna get Bryson. Bryce, go ahead. Bryce, go ahead, man. Speak. Bryce, go ahead.
oh, there you go. All right, so here's my thing. So because we were talking about.
Go ahead, Bryce. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Because we were talking about earlier about Emery,
Mm-hmm.
and then how hard to kind of like judge him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's my thing. Who have we developed?
That's a very good question.
I had an idea. We can get Diago Pavia out of the portal. And
No, I don't want him. Don't want him.
How
Don't
about
want
that
him.
Washington State quarterback that just
Don't want him either.
He's in Oklahoma.
Who do you guys think
No,
Jalen Milrow?
there's another one that just had today.
There's
Yeah.
a rumor that Milrow and
He's a
Ewing
three-star.
are not going to come out for the draft.
I heard that about Milrow. I don't know how real that is or not.
I would take him.
I mean, I would obviously be interested if he entered the portal, but I don't know how real that is. That could be a lot of smoke. Who knows? Alabama plays tomorrow, so I guess we'll find out soon after that.
Alabama's filled with inbred fucking lowlifes.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather be that. They got a lot of natties, but
Yeah, but okay. Let me throw another one here.
And a lot of fucking dirty.
All right, Mike. I gotta let you go, man. I'm sorry. I gotta remove you. I gotta remove you from the speaker. I'm sorry, man, but I gotta let you go on that.
Danny, I had my CEO has a dinner coming up with Edgerrin James, Ed Reed, and a couple others. Do you want to come up to New York?
When is this?
January 17th.
Not gonna work. I'm sorry to tell you. I'll be coming back from Vegas.
Okay.
That's not gonna work.
All right. Well, we'll
Oh, nice. Enjoy your Vegas trip, Danny.
Thanks, brother. But yeah,
make sure you don't lose too much money, man.
no, trust me, that will not happen. But anyway, good question. Anyone says, Chris Gons brings up a good question, and I'm gonna I want to get the take of everybody in the room. Who would be a good fit for Guidry? Who would be a good fit at DC from Miami if and when Guidry's gone?
I mean, I could think Kane Womack maybe.
Okay, I don't know enough about Ken Womack.
I honestly honestly got to start doing more of my homework on DC candidates. I know who I like, but it won't happen. I mean, I would love to get World Muschamp. I know it won't happen, but
How about Glenn Freeman from Georgia?
Ooh, that's interesting.
He's not leaving Georgia.
No way.
Why? He's a cold DC.
What about Farouk Muhammad out of A&M?
They're not taking somebody from A&M. I mean, you talking about Florida A&M or Texas A&M?
Texas A&M.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Someone brings up Travis Williams. Give me your thoughts on Travis Williams.
No.
Bryce, you had your hand up. Go ahead. Bryce, go ahead, man.
Yeah, guys, I would take a look at Muhammad at A&M.
Go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead, Bryce.
Yeah, there's a couple here. I figured I would just look that up since we're on that topic. About Phil Parker from Iowa.
Hey, hear me out, guys.
Go ahead, Crystal Ball. Go ahead.
You guys might laugh, but what if we got Manny Diaz back, man?
Yeah, that ain't happening.
No, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but just to run the defense, it would work.
No, Manny's trying to build something at Duke.
Oh, Danny, Kane's 305 just DM me asking why you blocked him.
No, because he was being inappropriate.
Oh, he said, "Can you unblock him?"
Okay, where is he? He was being inappropriate. I don't deal with people that are inappropriate here.
He said it was his fault and he won't do it again.
All right, we're point him out where he is, and I'll
I don't know where he is. His name's just Kane's 305.
I know where he is, but let me check my block list. Hold on a minute.
Right.
Let me see if I can find my block list here. Hold on.
Is that a big list?
Yeah, it's a nice sizable list, but let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, he's DMing me.
Yeah.
Danny, I think if you just go to his profile, you can unblock him from.
Okay, let me see. Canes 305 is the name,
It's like
right?
a blue picture.
Canes _305.
Danny, can you
it's like a blue picture with a Santa hat.
Let me see. 305. I don't.
Danny, after you get done with that,
It's Kane's 305 underscore.
305 underscore. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me.
Kane's 305 underscore.
You got it. Hold on a minute. I'll get him unblocked right now. Then I'll bring him. Tell him he can come back in.
Yeah, the other guy, just unblock the other guy. His name's Howard _Hour.
I'm not doing that one. No way.
Howard
Who's that?
He's a big Canes fan.
I don't see. It's the blue Santa hat you said. I don't see him.
Yeah.
I don't see him here. I don't.
I'll add you in one of his tweets, and then you can just unadd him.
All right, then. Okay, just send that to me, and I'll get to that. But anyway, continue. Bryce.
I just did.
Okay, where is it? Did you DM it to me? Let me see.
I mentioned you in it.
Okay, I just don't see it.
I'm gonna DM you the other guy.
I just don't see it. All right.
I have to get verified to message you, bro.
Yeah, you gotta get verified to message. Yeah.
I'll DM you. I'll DM you the profile.
DM me the profile, and I'll read it. But yeah, listen, Bryce. I think. Okay, yeah. Let me see. Howard.
I
Can't. Let me see. Howard. Yeah. It's blocked now. I'll unblock him. But if he gets out of line, he's gone for good.
He's a Miami super fan.
Fair enough.
Danny, I just tweeted it out so you can see.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, let me see it.
I tweeted it.
All right, so let me.
Danny, who are your top 5 Canes of all time?
Hard call. Hard call to make. Let me see mentions. Michael Irvin, Jim Kelly, Ray Lewis, Cortez Kennedy, Ken Dorsey.
You put Ray Lewis above Ed Reed?
Ed Reed's honorable mention for me.
What about
you say Cam
Sean Taylor?
Sean Taylor's another one.
I would swap Sean Taylor with Ray Lewis out of.
All right, let me throw this name out at you. What about Ed Orgeron for defensive coordinator?
No.
Yes.
Coach O, I like that, Danny. And he's been involved with the program lately, hasn't he? The last few years.
I believe so. Yes.
Yep.
All right, Crystal Ball, you're up next. Go ahead.
I mean, I wouldn't be against that one. It wouldn't necessarily be my first choice, but I'm not against it.
Could you imagine a coaching staff with Mario Cristobal, Orgeron, Shannon Dawson.
I mean,
Do we think I was going to
Imagine them walking into your living room and saying, "Hey, you want to play for the University of Miami?"
Hey,
Mario
do we think Xavier Lucas is coming?
That's an interesting decision.
Ed Ogeron's a legendary recruiter too.
I don't know about that.
Imagine Mario Cristobal and Ed Orgeron walking into your living room. You gonna turn that down?
No.
As a recruit?
I mean, if you want to win a natty, probably. I'm just being honest.
Coach O has won a natty.
Yeah, I know, but look what he did after.
Hey, he recruited all those guys. I think he did pretty good there.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't recruit all of them.
Yes, he did.
No.
He didn't recruit Joe Burrow from Ohio State.
Let me throw you one other name. Let me throw you another name. Let me throw you one other name. How about Jim Leonard?
Very interesting. Not against that one either.
I like Jim Leonard.
I don't hate that, Dan.
I would prefer Coach O, but I would take Jim Leonard.
Who are some names that Mario has crossed paths with?
Man, I don't know. To be quite honest.
Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin. You see, Mario is highly connected.
All I know is I hope that they don't take too long to make whatever decision they make on this.
Yeah. Luke brought up a tweet just about 18 minutes ago. If UM booked the DC, who do you want? Muschamp or Clint Hurt?
Oh, Muschamp.
Muschamp easily. Easily is my call.
Absolutely no question about it to me. I'm not against Clint Hurt, but Muschamp.
Hey, by the way, another name just went into the portal this afternoon. Pittsburgh defensive lineman Sincere Edwards is now in the portal. 17 total
He's
time.
a Florida native, so yeah. I mean,
take a flyer on him on the defensive side.
Depends on what some players on our team already do if they leave or what happens there. But yeah, I mean, not against it. Pittsburgh's had a good defense before, so yeah. We'll see what else is out there in terms of portal. I'm not against it.
I'm not against it either, to be quite honest. I like it.
Danny, real quick, I know it's off topic. He said it doesn't show that you unblocked him. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I'll find out what the problem is when spaces ended. I'll let him know. But yeah, I'm just looking for that. I'm just gonna see if I could find the reason if I could find a thing in here, if I can look for it here.
I still feel like there's gonna be another big time quarterback goes in the portal. It's a hunch. I don't have any inside information. I just feel like there's going to be another big time quarterback.
Now remember, there's 5 days, and I think I talked to Zach over on YouTube a little earlier on this. 5 days after your team gets eliminated from the college football playoff is where you can go into the portal. It's going to be a small window there.
Well, and you got to think that's Quinn Ewers, right, Danny?
Yeah, if Texas loses on Wednesday night, then I could see it. If Texas loses,
can you imagine the bidding war for him?
I don't know.
Michigan State's already offering about $10 million.
Michigan State?
Wow, is that right?
They have Childs, so they're not doing that.
I can only tell you what I heard.
I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, let me see.
So if that's where the bidding war starts, yeah.
Yeah, I just tell your boy I just unblocked him, just so you know.
Okay, all right.
Just give him a word, because I wanted him to speak earlier. So
if the bidding war starts with Clinton Ewers at $10 million, that's.
I really don't want to get in a bidding war for a quarterback if we don't have to. I'd rather fix the defense first.
Also, what's Jalen Milroe gonna do? Is he gonna stay at Bama? He's going to the draft, bro. I got some Bama friends. He said they're 100% going to the draft. And you know,
if I were him, I would this year's draft. I don't know if that's the smartest idea.
Well, you got to think with Milroe, with his arm strength, his running, they're going to fall in love with him at the combine. I mean, look at Anthony Richardson. He went, number 4 overall? So, I mean, they're going to fall in absolute love with Milroe.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, let me throw this at you. Now with Martinez gone, how are you feeling about getting the transfer from Tulane?
Fletcher's fine enough. I think he's going to.
No, Oregon. we need somebody besides Fletcher and Lyle
and Pringle, who's coming in.
Yeah, he's going to Oregon, Danny.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, the Tulane guy. Oh,
yeah.
But no, we need to pick up another running back. Whether it's this cycle or the spring cycle, we need to pick up another running back.
The question is, who's out there in the portal we can get? That's going to be the question. Do you still go into playoff to find one?
I mean, you keep your options open, obviously, because there's going to be some players, obviously, that go in the portal from a playoff team.
Yeah, and there's a 5-day window, and there's a 5-day window when you can do that.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's anybody that interests you or anybody you want to look at, it's a different story. But there's, always going to be some players from those teams that are going to end up leaving because, it just happens.
Mm-hmm. I gotta throw. Let me see this. What do you? I'm just thinking out here. I don't know who's out there. I don't know who's out there right now that we really want. But if Ewers is going to command $10 million, I'd pass on Ewers. I'll pass on Ewers.
That seems to be like around the number for him.
I just don't want to pay. I considering what we need to fix. Now, yes, Emery's one. We got to get a quarterback and a portal veteran to push him. But I really need to fix the defense, especially if Guidry's gone.
Well, I heard Miami's going to take a surplus of corners and safeties. They're going to.
Well, what's the going on with Xavier Lucas? I mean,
Wisconsin's being an ass.
Yeah, that too.
I never heard that from a program before that happened.
Xavier Lucas is taking it to the NCAA, but the NCAA's offices are closed till January 2nd. So you're not really going to.
We're going to get him eventually. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to really hear anything on that till, sometime in the first week of January, see what the NCAA decides on that. I mean, Wisconsin can't legally force him to stay there.
Yeah, has he gone to compliance with that?
As far as I'm aware, I believe he has.
And if not mistaken, then Wisconsin can't hold him if that's the case.
Like I said, it's been sent to the NCAA, and the NCAA is looking into it. But like I said, their offices are closed till the 2nd.
So you're not going to hear anything till really later this week, at the earliest.
No,
correct.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. And Danny, what happened with Ruben Bain this year? Do you think he was playing the wrong position? Do you think he needs to go back inside? He got a little overweight.
Yeah, I agree. I think when does the off season program start?
Probably after Christmas break. March.
No, I'm talking about. I think the weight room. The weight room, I think, starts in January.
January.
I'd have to say next week, right, Danny?
Or the following, either or.
Yeah, so either or. So hey, once they get in that weight room, you've got to really make sure.
And then you got to hope guys on the D line like Justin Scott, Armando Blunt, those guys. Armando in the portal.
I don't want to lose Blunt. I don't want, especially if we're gonna have guys going, if they're gonna have guys going to the draft.
One thing we need on defense, no question about it, is depth.
Yep, and we have the depth now.
I mean, I could see us losing quite a few, honestly. Justin Scott, maybe?
No.
I've heard rumors about that.
Same. That's why I said it.
I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know how true that is or not. I mean, I hope not, because I think Justin Scott's a good player.
Yeah.
And I hope we do keep him, because he's definitely quality for depth purposes.
Oh.
If not to be a future starter, so hopefully we keep him.
And another thing we need is linebackers.
Yes.
We certainly need to upgrade from Kiko.
Because Kiko's gone. Kiko's gone now.
No, I know he's gone, but I'm saying we need to
In that bowl game, I don't know if y'all saw him, but he was almost unplayable in that game. I mean, he was bad. If you guys could tamper for one player in college football, who would it be?
Ooh.
Like from last year's team. Or, well, I mean, I guess you could say last week's.
It's a hard call.
I would say like, I don't know, like some DB. Caleb Downs, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that was
Jeremiah Smith. No, we didn't need a receiver though. Those doesn't fix our problems.
Yeah, I mean the easy one is to pick Jeremiah, but we're thinking position need.
Well, Caleb Downs.
By the way, Jackson Meeks from Syracuse is going to the NFL draft. Oops.
Well, at least we won't have to face him next year.
Yeah. I'm looking at who else is there. I tell you, Aguirre is going to have to step up next year. Popo.
I have high hopes for him. I do. I think he's a good player. I think he plays with soundfire. I do like him a lot. Just gotta get him back and fully healthy, and I feel good about him.
And I'll say this about the schedule next year. I know everybody says it's a lot more.
That first month especially.
But look, the reality is in the playoffs, you win your conference you're in, so we can. I mean, you don't want to lose to Florida or Notre Dame, but you lose well as long as you win your conference, the playoffs.
All right.
It will look better. It will look better in front of the committee next year if we have a similar record to this past year.
And let's remember one important thing, Danny. Where's the quarterfinal next year?
Miami.
At home. Win the ACC.
Danny, it's like I told you earlier. If you have a great offensive line and a good running game,
which we have,
you in any game.
Which we have. We have both of those.
But that's assuming the defense gets better.
Yes,
I think Fletcher could be a first or second round pick next year, or whenever he enters the draft.
And defense is going to have to be the top. The rest of the way, and I think in the spring, Danny, I think we can all agree, defense has to be the area that gets fixed this year, this cycle.
They're not lying when they say defense wins championships. They do.
But I'll tell you, Guidry is the one. The weak link is Guidry. The weak link is Guidry.
I mean, this defense was unwatchable this year.
Especially Danny when ACC play started.
Say again?
Especially when ACC play started.
Oh yeah, no, I remember seeing Mark D'Onofrio's defense, and my God, this makes it seem like. I mean, this defense was just so bad, so bad.
But I mean, this is your ACC schedule next year: at Florida State, Louisville, NC State. At Florida State's a loss? I mean, Florida State's going to be good.
Yeah, they're not going to win. They're not going to be 2-10 again.
I don't know. I'll wait and see on that one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a guy I wish would enter the portal. A guy we should have went harder for is
Casey Conception.
Him and C.J. Bailey at NC State.
I mean, who's to say they didn't? C.J. Bailey wanted to stay at NC State.
Oh, by the way, breaking news from earlier. Kay Klubnik's coming back next year for Clemson.
Yep.
So that, but lucky we won.
Danny, I like these bases, man. You should do them more often.
Yeah, so we'll see. Well,
we avoid Clemson next year.
But we don't avoid Syracuse.
I'll tell you what, though.
Is Colin McCord coming back?
That
he
can if he wants to.
I think he's out of eligibility.
God, I hope so.
But 2026 schedule, I don't know if y'all have seen it yet, but it's tough for the next year.
I mean, it doesn't matter, though. Who would have thought that we would have been this good on offense last year at this time before giving landing Cam Wood? So who really cares, honestly, about the 2026? Or even the 2025, man. I mean, the spring portal is still open.
Yeah, and look at all the players we got last year in the spring portal. Right?
By the way, here's a take player in the portal now. Clemson transfer Troy Stellato is going to West Virginia this week. Do we take a flyer on him or do we pass?
Was he a starter for Clemson?
I believe so. He had 66 career catches, 616 yards, 2 touchdowns in his
He's
career.
going to West Virginia for a reason, man. Let him go.
All right, next on him.
I just think there's better options. Danny, what do you know about that TCU center?
Yeah, I think he's a good pick. He'd be a good pickup for us.
I agree.
How about Malik Benson, man?
That was a name I
because remember Mario, he was in Oregon with Mario.
That was a name I saw, and I was curious about it because look, I mean, you can't fault the guy. The guy had terrible quarterback play at Florida State, and I mean beyond terrible. So I mean, who's to say? Because those stats aren't really what he's about, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, he was a 5-star 2 years ago.
I mean, I think if he was on Miami this past year, his stats would have looked a hell of a lot better than they did at Florida State.
Do we think Luke Nickel could start as a freshman?
I gotta find again what my thinking is. I want to wait till spring. I want to see how the quarterbacks shape out. Does the staff think Nickel is ahead of schedule?
I'll tell you what I really
Judd, I want to see what Judd has too. Basically, I want to see how Emory does with the first team. That gives me a better idea where we are with him.
I'm telling you right now, Dan. This is a stopgap year because when 26 come around, I'm telling you that kid Coleman.
Yes, yeah, 26 is going to be the year.
He's the real freaking deal, man. I am telling you.
Yes.
Seen that kid play in person. That kid.
You said Cam Coleman?
No, Coleman, the kid from Orlando, right, Danny?
That kid is freaking legit. I mean, he's him. He's him.
Could he be the next Cam?
He's got the potential to be.
Yeah, now 2 players just went into the portal today. That would be I'm just trying to make sure I get this right. It's Typhoon and Tycool Luman. I believe the Tycool Hillman.
How do you share tweets to space? I want to show you the guy.
Yeah, you just if you're in the space, if you're.
I think I just did.
But
yeah.
Danny, if you notice where all these major transfer portal guys are going, they're going to the SEC.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this Zavi kid? That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, the kid from Washington State.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an option, I guess, but like I said, depending what comes out in the portal after, through the playoffs. You got to just wait that. You got to wait.
Got to wait and see. This right now, it's a wait and see at this point. But really, when spring ball starts, I want to get a better idea on the quarterback situation. I want to see that competition. I just don't want something handed to you. Unless you're a Cam Moore type player, fine. But make that person win the job. The best man.
At the spring game, Danny.
I don't know yet. Don't know.
Unless you're getting quick years of Jalen Milroe, those guys will be starting.
Yeah.
Anybody else, it's like
have a competition.
Taking a flyer on you don't know.
You take a competition. If you don't get Ewers, which if he's commanding $10 million, you pass on Ewers. Milroe, yeah, I'm not sold on Milroe per se.
No, I'm just saying if you get Milroe, he's starting.
Yeah, obviously. Then Emory goes to the portal in the spring. Bryce, we're gonna get Bryce in, and then we're gonna get 2 more speakers to wrap up, and then we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna get Bryce, and then Cristobal Stan will wrap it up.
Real quick, I think Oregon is gonna get quit.
Okay.
Oregon getting yours? I mean, yeah. They got the money.
Remember, they got North Carolina, and there's still Bill Belichick in North Carolina.
And what about Ohio State? Do they try to bring him back?
Aaron Nolan. Hey, let's get Aaron Nolan. Oh, he already committed.
Aaron Nolan went to South Carolina, so we're not getting him. Let me get Bryce and then Colin. Then Bryce and Colin will wrap it up. Bryce, go ahead.
All right. So you hear me all right?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to throw kind of I guess you could say a hypothetical out here.
Sure.
All right. let's say you don't go and get a transfer portal quarterback, right? So now you're riding with Emory Williams, John Anderson, and Luke Nickel.
Okay.
John's
Okay.
good.
Hold on. Let him finish.
Okay. But let's say you still have some key offensive linemen. I'm pretty sure you still have Francis and some other guys out there.
Mhm.
And let's say we end up getting that center from TCU. Okay.
Yep.
So now you have an offensive line. I'm not really. Let me just be short with this. I'm not too worried about our offense.
No.
I'm okay with our offense. We obviously know the main concern is with our defense, and the biggest weakness of our defense this year was our secondary.
Yep.
So now, here's the hypothetical. Since we're already in somewhat of the process of getting a secondary, because we already picked up so far, I think like 2 guys out of the portal so far, from my knowledge. So then here's my hypothetical. What happens if we end up getting a secondary that could potentially have some promise, and you still keep Gidry?
Okay. That's a hard one. Danny, you want to take that first?
It is a hard one because if they keep Gidry and it works, I don't know. It's hard based off what I saw this past year, and then hearing about how his system was complicated, and players didn't get it and didn't understand it.
No, I got you. I'm gonna throw out one more.
I hear you though. I hear you.
I'm gonna throw out one more hypothetical, and then Danny, you get the next speaker in here.
I got a question after you go.
Then I want to get Bryce. Go ahead, and I'll get Colin.
Me?
So, let's play out this one more hypothetical here. Let's say Emory Williams doesn't, I guess, if you want to quote unquote say improve. He's only been in a couple of games, only had some legitimate snaps. But let's say Emory's not your guy. And let's say he's not your guy in the spring. Okay. And let's say you don't have a transfer quarterback. Do you ride it with Luke Nickel?
The only way, Colin, chime in if you want. Colin, chime in. But here's the way I see this. Would the staff think Nickel is ready now, ahead of schedule?
What's wrong with John Anderson? You guys didn't say much about him.
Ooh.
I just don't think he's ready.
Let me get Colin. Go ahead, speak, man.
Danny, I hate that I missed a good chunk of this season wrap up. Danny and gang, I hope you guys are doing well.
Thank you.
A tough pill to swallow when we look at the greater picture of the season. But you know what? Cam Ward was awesome. I am sick and tired of hearing people talk negatively about him. That guy is the man. But let's look forward now. Lance Gidry, he's got to go. I don't know what's taking it so long. Get him out of here. Gone.
All right, quick question before I go. How do you feel about Jason?
I got one more thing to say about
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think it's very clear that Emory Williams is just not going to be that guy for us. So we need to look elsewhere. We need to look at maybe, and I'm going to throw 2 names out there. One is Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers might be available as soon as.
Not going to get him. Asking $10 million. Michigan State, maybe North Carolina. There.
Saying on the price. The price is if the price is that. If it is that.
I think his price is going to go down, Danny. I think that he's had such a mediocre season for his standards that the price is going to go down a little bit. So I think we're going to be in contention there. But the other guy that I'm going to throw out there is Carson Beck.
Carson Beck's in the NFL draft. He's not coming.
I mean, he'll come out. He could withdraw from that because remember, Cam Ward went to the NFL draft. But never signed the agent. It's official.
I don't know if he signed an agent or not, but I think,
as far as I heard, I don't think he did.
I think
I think we could pull him out, and then he's got the connection with one of the Cavender twins, right?
I mean, I don't really want him though.
I don't want Cam. I remember Carson Beck is coming off UCL surgery. He's coming off UCL.
Who knows with that elbow too?
I hear you, but I
I gotta think that he's better than Emory Williams, though.
Oh, I would take.
I would, but I would want it, but I wouldn't give him the job. I would make him earn it.
Oh, absolutely, Danny. We're not handing out giveaways here. He's got to earn it.
Yeah, let me get James aboard next. James, what's on your mind, man? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I absolutely love the thought of ZB coming to Miami. I was watching this game versus Syracuse, and I mean, like some of the throws he made, man, it was like I know he didn't play a lot because of Gordon, but like man, like that guy can ball.
No kidding. Wow. Okay.
Who's this guy?
The kid,
Washington
State quarterback.
Like I said, he's an option, but they're not going to do anything on that till they see what possibly might come out after the playoff and stuff.
Yeah, I want to.
It'd be stupid to otherwise, because you have to see what possibly comes out.
Danny, I'm gonna be honest. I think our recruiting isn't gonna be the best anymore without Ruse or Ruse, whatever you want to call him. Then.
Yeah, let me throw this out there. Somebody brought up the name. Do you promote Jason Taylor, the defensive coordinator?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, I think you got to go for some I don't know, man.
To me, this
Manny
is not,
Diaz.
To me, this
No,
is
not Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz is not coming here. Period.
To me, this is not an internal hire.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go outside, maybe get a Muschamp?
I mean, that's who I would love. That would be my top choice.
And if that happens, he turns this defense into a beast.
What about Mike Vrabel? Vrabel wasn't
right. Listen, Mike Vrabel's not coming here. End of story on that.
He's staying in the NFL.
He's getting a head coach job.
Probably the Jets.
Might be.
Well, you could be great here, man. Rather, who would turn that down?
All right, so guys,
Vrabel's
listen.
Getting a head coaching job.
Yeah. All right, so guys, we're going to give. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give final thoughts on the season, and I want to get your final thoughts. Go ahead, Danny. You start, and then Colin, Zach. Danny, start us off. Final thoughts.
I mean, I hate to call this season a failed season. I don't like using that word because it was a 10-win season, and obviously we came from 5 to 7 to 10, so that's a step. What would be according in the right direction? But man, you had a generational quarterback, you had a generational offense that was just unlike any I've seen at Miami. And to only win 10, to not get to the college football playoff, to not win a bowl game, it's tough. But man, we got some work we got to do. We got to get a new DC. Like I said, I don't think Emory's the answer. I think we got to get a new QB, and we got to build that defense back up. And we got to bring in as many secondary players as we possibly can bring in, because you certainly cannot have enough depth at that position, as we learned this year.
Okay. Go ahead. Colin, what's your final thoughts for the season?
Final thoughts is, 10-win season, can't be too upset about that, but looking forward to next season. Mario, you've got to figure it out at quarterback in DC, and if you don't, then you're on the hot seat, buddy. So let's look forward to Notre Dame, fellas. Okay,
Cristobal, your final thoughts.
Yeah, so first of all, I think we don't win 8 games in the SEC or Big Ten. That's just me. I think it was disappointing. Defense was off. But, overall, I think it was a success. And, I really think with the same schedule with Emory, we're a 4-loss team instead of a 3-loss team with Ward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, Bryce, your final thoughts.
I also think Zevi, if we were to land Zevi, could live up to the potential as Ward.
Okay. Bryce, your final thoughts on the season.
It's kind of hard to be mad having a 10-win season for the first time, or I guess you could say the second time since 2017. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's also a hard pill to swallow because, like I said earlier, if there was a year to go to the ACC championship, win an ACC championship, go to the playoffs, it would have been this year.
Yeah.
I am going to thank, Cam Ward for his time here. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun watching him. It was a lot of fun watching this offense. We can say, hopefully that is a positive to build on. We all know that we got a lot of work to do. I don't want to judge Evan Williams just yet. I still want to see more from him. I want to see more from him, but again, at the same time, it's not really, our decision to make. Those are for the big bosses to make. We obviously know defensively, we got a lot of work to do defensively. As far as Lance Gitry goes, we'll see what happens. If we keep him, we keep him. Then we're riding it out with Lance Gitry, unfortunately. And if we don't, well then, I'm not thrilled about having to learn a new defensive scheme again. But if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. But overall, we gotta figure out how to build off of some of the positives of this year rather than taking the negatives. So
okay,
that's my thoughts.
All right, James.
Yeah.
James, finish this up, man. Finish this up, man.
I know a lot of people in here might not be the biggest Emory Williams fan. However, I would like to say
I am.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
I would like to say the kid has he has some potential, because if you think about it, Cristobal kind of left him to dry. First drive down the field when he gets on the field, 8 run plays, 1 pass play. It was just a screen play. Can't really get warmed up. Second time down the field, 3 pass plays, 2 completions. He's 3 for 4. Then, it's like 1 point game, 1 minute left. Now we're trying to get this kid to air it out. It's not fair to him, Like the kid can ball. It's not his fault, man. It just gets me mad, man. Oh my god, this shit.
Yeah. All right. I hear you. Ross. Okay, Ross Kane. Your final thoughts on the season. Good evening.
Good evening. Just came in late. Very disappointed. Didn't like what I see towards the end of the game, last game, because we talk about Emory Williams. I didn't see what I needed to see from him. Continue to see the same thing from the defense, but we were shorthanded a lot. But what I want is a real quarterback, a quarterback that's going to be able to get the job done. I think we might be able to.
Ebor can do both of those things you just mentioned.
Hold on, first of all.
He said don't interrupt, man. We're just trying to.
My bad.
We're just trying to talk about what we see and what we want, right? So it's not one of those shows we can get back and forth with each other. But listen, what I want is someone to be able to get the job done, whoever that is, wherever he's coming from, if he's on the team, or if he's coming from somewhere else. I just want that. I want at least probably 2. If they're going to go get quarterbacks, go get 2, because I want a strong competition and that defense to be fixed. And I'm not sure. I don't know what you guys talked about the defensive coordinator, but if he's needed to replace, go in and get somebody that's good, somebody that's not going to be able to, not make adjustments and do what he needs to do to get the job done. I'm tired of watching our defense being confused, super confused. And just going to wrap it up, man. Came in late. Just wanted to jump on the show.
Sure.
But, just want to finish up saying that.
Thank you, Ross, for coming on.
Yeah, no, I respect you, bro. I just thought you were more I believe in him more. I know him personally, but yeah.
All right, guys. Listen, thank you all very much for coming on tonight. Very much appreciated. First of all, I want to take this opportunity. I want to thank Lorraine Sports for sponsoring the podcast this year. Again, for those of you watching on YouTube and on the podcast, if you want to order this shirt, please go to lorrainesports.myshopify.com to get your shirt in. If you want to follow Kane's Connection, go to canesconnection.com, become a member today. And if you like what you see, the content, please go to either PayPal or Cash App, and you can donate there. I have the link in the description on YouTube if you want to follow me there. I want to take this opportunity to thank Lorraine Sports again. Great work this year. Thank you, Lorraine. And to everyone here, Happy New Year. Everyone, take care. God bless you. Go Canes, and we'll talk again soon. Take care. Thank you, and good night. For those of you on YouTube, thank you for joining us tonight. Take care. Have a wonderful night. Happy New Year to everybody. May God bless you all, and good night.